another mastermind hit.
What's up, everyone? It's your boy Mastermind here for Ohio Cannabis Live. Welcome back to another live stream. Happy Friday to you. What are you medicating on today? I'd love to know in the comments. And make sure you do me a favor, hit the like, subscribe button right now, and hit the share button and share this to your favorite Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Reddit group. Share it everywhere, because today we're going to go through some of this information in a very timely, orderly process. So all those folks who normally only watch my video for 10 minutes, don't worry, we won't be here very long. I just want to make sure we get this information out and that you start sharing it, because we're going to need to get together and we're going to need to make sure that we're all on the same page about a lot of things here. Before I dive into that further, I'd like to acknowledge a few people who have helped keep the channel going. I would like to thank Lynette for everything she's done. Thank you for your donation, Lynette. Thank you for being our moderator. I'd like to thank Jimmy. I'd like to thank Mike. I'd like to thank Mark Williams from school, and many others. Also, another person who goes by The Man. I have been receiving your Cash App donations. I do appreciate the $5 you've been sending me every month. That really does help me out. I'm not sure who The Man is, but I just want to let you know that I am receiving those, and I do appreciate it, and it does help me a lot. Thank you for our members who are members. You can also join and be a member. It's only $1.99. But what I would like to encourage you to do that will help me out a lot is to support the channel by subscribing right now if you haven't already. And also you can donate by going to www.ohiocannabislive.com/donate. That money goes to me and my company directly. If you do money through YouTube and all these other different platforms, they take a big cut of it. And by the time it's all said and done, I got to wait forever for them to send me $20. They only send out the YouTube payouts every so often. And in order for me to get a YouTube payout, it has to be over $100. So I appreciate everything. But if you want to contribute, either the Cash App or the donate button goes to me, and I do get more of that money. I'm not saying you can't use the other methods, because they work too, or visit my website and get you some merchandise. We got it where you can buy the merchandise here on the site, or you can go through and buy it on YouTube directly. So that's something you can do. Now I want to go ahead and jump into the main meat of today's show, which is Ohio's House Bill 341. House Bill 341 is one of two proposed amendments to modify the issue 2. So what does that really mean? What are they trying to focus on in this? What they're trying to do, and this is being led by a gentleman named Gary Click. There's his picture right there. You can see him. This is just the state's website that I'm showing you right here. But this is the gentleman who is the leader So if this is someone who represents your district, you should be emailing him and telling him to stand down, because what he wants to do basically is make it to where the cities, the counties, the municipalities, they'll be able to control whether you'll be able to home grow or not. So if that were to happen, that would mean we would have certain places in Ohio where home grow would be forbidden, meaning you couldn't do it. That would mean that some places they may decide you can't have an adult dispensary because they put a moratorium out. We've already seen one city put out a moratorium, a temporary moratorium for adult dispensaries before the law even becomes into effect. I don't know why they're doing that. They claim they support it issue too, but it just is another way to make people panic. My goal here is not for you to panic. My goal here is for you to give you the information, the facts, based on what I can find, what I can see with my sources. Sometimes these are things that are available through local media, and other things that I get access to are not available through local media. And I cannot tell you where this information came from to protect my sources and methods, just like any other journalism person would do. So sometimes people who are watching this on Reddit, where'd you get this information from? Or you're fear mongering. Or no, I'm going on what information is coming into me. And I've got people everywhere listening and reporting back to me what's being said. In all honesty, what I would like to send a message to the Republicans is they should come on the show. They should have a town hall. And we should be able to let them know how we feel about what they're proposing. Although we don't have a lot of time, with the countdown beginning, as you already saw here with my countdown clock, we're running out of time, and I just think they should leave it alone for right now. Obviously, so the things they're focusing in on right now are tax allocations. They're focused on tax allocations, and then they're focused in on, control of the main part of this amendment that basically protects research, cultivation, home grow, dispensary retail operations. This is basically the meat of the protection of this bill. If they get rid of this, they just basically want to cross out an entire section of the law. And I had it pulled up, but I actually closed it out here. But you can read this whole law on my website. Visit OhioCannabisLive.com. On the homepage of my website, it's really super easy for you to access this information. So you don't have to sit here and listen to me go through it here. And I'm not gonna do that to you. But if you want to read the law for yourself or read the amendment for yourself, all you've got to do is go to OhioCannabisLive.com. Visit my website right here and go to this first blog post. And when you go to this first blog post and click on it from your phone or wherever, you're going to get this graphic here. But if you click on issue 2, it will take you to the issue 2 law. So you can read the whole law all over again. If you click on HB number 341, what will happen is you'll click this and you'll get this, and click as introduced. And what will happen is you'll get a PDF that opens up like this, which will give us the law. The proposed amendment. This is what they're trying to do. And this is only if they can get everybody together. And they plan on voting on December the 6th. So this is going to be some old midnight thing. We will be doing a special live coverage on December 6th, and we will be having a midnight Zoom session at midnight at 12:01 a.m., 12/7/23. We will be having a virtual session. That's right. We will. So what I'm scrolling to here is the part that you should care about the most. Get down to page 7. Page 7 is where we start to see all this information being crossed out. And this is what everybody's been talking about. So if you want to just jump to what everybody's talking about, what they're doing here is just crossing the law out. They're not really rewording it. They're just eliminating this section here. And I'll read this part to you, the part that they've crossed out. But I'll give you some context above it. The adult use dispensary must close. This is all this stuff at the top. I'm not going to read all of it to you, but to summarize it, it just talks about, them being able to operate in jurisdictions. And this part here was designed to prevent them from being able to stop home grow, to stop dispensaries from opening in their jurisdictions. So the part they cross out says a legislative authority of municipal corporation or a board of township trustees prohibited from adopting an ordinance or resolution limiting research related to marijuana conducted at a state university, an academic medical center, or private research and development organization as part of research protocol approved by Institutional Review Board of equivalent entity. And then it says levying any tax, fee, or charge on adult use cannabis operations, their owners, their property, which is not generally charged on business in the municipal operation or township. Prohibiting and limiting home grow, otherwise authorized under this chapter, and prohibiting, restricting an activity that is authorized by this chapter. So basically everything. They're going to say, hey, Hamilton County doesn't like it. We're not going to allow it in Hamilton County. Can you imagine how many people would be impacted if Franklin County, Hamilton County, Cuyahoga County, Montgomery County, or any of these other large populous counties were to say, nah, we're not allowing adult use here? So that's what we're up against right now. Does this mean this is going to happen? No. Do we think this is going to happen? Well, the jury is out. Some people were like, yeah, they're going to try it. But do they have the votes? Do they have enough people? We don't really know yet. So we're going to find out. The bluff is going to get called on December 6th. We're going to find out right then and there if they have the support for this or not. Meanwhile, I want to jump to another alert that you might not be aware of. We just lost 6,000 patients in the medical marijuana program, according to the latest newsletter they put out. By the way, a couple more dispensaries opened up. Congratulations to those dispensaries for getting their licenses. Prayers for you. You'll be able to get people to actually come to your dispensary, because they keep on handicapping us from being able to give advertising that these dispensaries are open. They send out one email that 90% of you don't get. You don't even know the dispensaries are open. We're up to 100. I want to say we're up to 114 dispensaries licensed, and people are still driving past those dispensaries to go to Michigan because they don't know that they're driving past dispensaries, because they don't know the name of the dispensary. They don't even know it is a dispensary, because some of these companies have these names that no one's never heard of, and it has no relevant relation to cannabis in our brain when we hear the name of these companies. So what I have done to help with this issue, license holders, pay attention. I've created a new website, OhioCannabisDispensaries.com. OCD, you already know me. OhioCannabisDispensaries.com. Okay. License holders, if you want your dispensaries to be easily found, you need to be contacting me to get your name and your dispensary listed on OhioCannabisDispensaries.com's website. We have long been trying to help you, and we've been trying, and it's not working. So now we got to get straight to the point. Now, if you're interested in becoming a home grower, or you already are a home grower, we got a new group out that's on Facebook and it's on Reddit. It's called Ohio Cannabis Growers. Real easy to remember. OCG, it can't be no more easier than that. Ohio Cannabis Growers. Look it up. You will find us. That's us. That too is us. Okay? So, I want to make sure that you understand that we are doing everything we can to unite the cannabis community, to inform and educate the cannabis community. And what I want to do next is go over some of the things that will, as of right now, be legal on December the 7th. Here we go. Well, my computer will work. All right. So on December the 7th, possession of cannabis up to 2.5 ounces. Very similar to Michigan. Home grow up to 6 plants per person, 12 per household, unless they change it. Methods of consumption, which I feel like is a very interesting and important area to cover. Smoking, vaping, edibles, topicals, drinks, oral sprays, inhalers, suppositories. This may not be the complete list, so do not quote me if I missed one of those. To purchase cannabis from a dispensary in Ohio, you will still need to have an MMJ card until further notice. We do not have a deadline or a solid date to when recreational sales will begin. So yes, you should be renewing your card. So those 6,000 people who are watching this video who didn't renew their card because they thought, well, on December 7th, I'll be able to buy cannabis from the dispensary. Visit my website and click on renew your card and get a renewal and get $25 off your renewal through my partner, Leafwell. Save yourself a couple dollars. It's completely virtual. It's easy. It only takes a couple minutes to get done, and you'll be compliant. You'll be able to continue to purchase medical cannabis while we wait for them to figure out what they're going to do. Okay? So keep in mind, you'll still be able to have fun. You'll still be able to get some seeds. You got to get some clones. We're going to have fun. Okay? We're not going to let them stress us out. So, speaking of fun, the first thing that we're going to do is on December 8th, we're going to have a celebration. Some of you might remember back a year or so ago, I had a 70s party at a place called Colton's Place. If you went to the Colton Place party, the 70s party, you already know what kind of party Mastermind is about to have. If you've never been to any of my events, I suggest you visit the link in the description. It's in this actual chat that I might not be responding to right now, but it's at the top of this chat. Go ahead and RSVP. Space is limited. If you want to get something, you should show up. We're hoping that it's bring your own stuff. So bring whatever you want to bring. This ain't a place for you to sell stuff that you shouldn't be selling. But you can come and bring your stuff, and we can have a good old time and listen to music. Now, Colton's Place, let me tell you a little bit about Colton's Place. Colton's Place is a party venue that you can rent. They have arcade retro games there. They have a PlayStation, they have an Xbox, they have music, like you can hook up your own little music. There's tables and chairs. It's heat, there's air conditioning. And we got a store right next door. So if you need to get supplies, it's right next door. So feel free to bring your favorite stuff. And we look forward to seeing you on December 8th to celebrate the legalization of cannabis in Ohio. That's right. Colton's Place is located in Columbus, Ohio at 1971 West Mound Street. It's right off the highway, so it'll be easy for you to get to and get on out of there. But we look forward to seeing you. Now, if you can't make that one, no worries, because your boy Mastermind here is on a roll. So if you can't make that one and you live further away, then come see me in Akron at Totally Baked Pizza. Shout out to my guys at Totally Baked Pizza for allowing us to have a cannabis meetup at a Totally Baked cannabis themed place. So Totally Baked Pizza is one of the top rated pizza companies in Ohio, in Akron, and they have graciously allowed us to come there and have a good time. So if you live in the Akron area or near Akron, in Akron, and you heard of them, I will be there in the flesh on December 15th from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. at the Totally Baked Pizza. RSVP is appreciated. The RSVP is now available on our website. Visit ohiocannabislive.com/events to go ahead and register for this event. Now, anybody who knows me and has been in events, I always give away stuff. I'm not telling you what I'm giving away. I'm telling you right now, I'm looking for sponsors. Sponsors, that could be a medical marijuana company. That could be a light company, a seed company. This is your time to get your companies out here. So I'm talking to light companies, hydroponics companies. I'm talking to you too now. So don't be shameful. Don't be afraid to reach out. If you want to do some partnership, sponsorship type thing, you email me at info@ohiocannabislive.com with the subject being sponsorship. If you don't put that in the email, I'm not even going to look at it because there's a lot of spammer out there. So again, that email is info@ohiocannabislive.com. Hey, Lynette, if you could do me a favor, if you're still here, or Mike, or one of my other lovely people in there, put that in the chat there for me, info@ohiocannabislive.com. Should you have questions, I will be setting up in the next couple of days a number that you will be able to send text messages to ask questions about legal cannabis, about medical marijuana. And if you need help getting your card and you're struggling or whatever, you will be able to send text to this number, and I will be answering this number, and whoever else has volunteered to help me with this, and we will make sure that we try to help you navigate. So if you messed up and you didn't realize that you wasn't going to be able to purchase and you didn't renew your card, do not panic, do not worry. Obviously, you can grow your own unless they take that away, which I don't think they got the votes, to be honest. Or just reach out to us or go to our website at ohiocannabislive.com. And like I said, click renew. And if you're new and don't have your card, no worries. We have a button there for you too. And you too get a discount with our partner, leafwell.com. Just so you know a little bit about leafwell.com. Leafwell.com is a nationwide medical marijuana doctor provider. So they offer medical marijuana recommendations and cards to people at all of the legal states. So they are compliant with Ohio's rules as well as anywhere else. So even if you have a friend that lives somewhere else, they could also use leafwell.com to virtually get their medical marijuana card at a reasonable price. Is it the best price on earth? I'm not going to sit here and tell you that, but I can tell you that Leafwell will offer you some additional follow-up services that you might not get from other providers. So they do offer educational resources. They offer follow-up services. A lot of times people say they sign up with a medical marijuana doctor, and that's the last they hear from them. There's no way to get back in touch with people, and by the time they come back to them, they've either left and moved on, or the company itself done went out of business. So if you didn't know this, if you want a medical marijuana card in Ohio, we have virtual telemedicine here. Virtual telemedicine means that you can see not just a medical marijuana doctor, but any doctor you would like virtually. You don't have to go sit in the ER anymore. You don't have to go to all these doctors' offices anymore. A lot of these bigger hospital groups are now offering telemedicine because telemedicine is now legally permanent in the state of Ohio. Okay, so keep that in mind. Now, I do want to let you know that because it's the holiday time, I do want to wish everybody happy holidays, whatever you celebrate or don't. I got my tree up. It's not done, but I thought it would look nice in the background for you all to see that. So happy holidays, everybody. I'm sorry that I'm not doing a good job with comments here. I see that Mike does super chat. Thank you, Mike. I see Bobby K has sent a super chat for $9.99. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate your support here. Every little bit counts. And it also reminds you to not to flag my channel. Because here, again, what am I trying to do? Provide you with news, information, education, and resources. I also want to address something else to all the other people who watch my channel who are wondering why I haven't done any product reviews. I do want to address that briefly before we go. The reason why we haven't done any product reviews is, for one, we get strikes on us against some of these product reviews. Some of these reviews were made years ago, and they're striking us. So what we're going to start working on doing is creating the product reviews to be housed on my website, and there'll still be some on YouTube as well, but we will still be very cautious and careful about how those reviews are played out, because we don't want to get any flags on our channel, because we realize how important this channel is to the cannabis community in Ohio specifically, and maybe yours. I know there's people that are watching this all over the world, believe it or not. So shout out to my folks all over the world who are watching this and wanting to know what's going on with Ohio's cannabis program. Thank you too for your support. And I think that for me, it's been a journey. Starting out in 2019, thinking this is just going to be some videos about products, and could I actually use cannabis on camera and not get in trouble for it? And here it turns out that we needed this. We needed somebody to get on here and say, if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it on camera. I'm not going to be scared to hit this vape pen. I'm not going to be scared to hit this Puffco right here in front of me, because why should I be afraid? These are state-approved devices. The state said I could use my Puffco. The state of Ohio said I could use my vape cartridge. And how did they know? This could be CBD. How do they know what's in my Puffco? But what we couldn't do as medical patients is combust. It's time for us to start having our way with this program the way it should be, and things should change. So I'm looking forward to doing more content and more learning videos about devices like the Puffco. I've learned a lot about this device since I've gotten it, and I'd love to share some of the information I have learned about the Puffco, the PAX 3, and these vape carts, because I've been studying them for 4 years. I have vape carts that are here from the very beginning of the program. I wouldn't dare show them to you, because they've been sitting here for 4 years. So again, it's been a journey. And with my health conditions and everything, I refuse to let those things slow me down. And with all the support from you and breaking these streaming records, we had 700 views on last week's stream. So we are definitely heading in the right direction as far as reaching more people. and providing more valuable and reliable information. Now, before I go, I just want to cover a few things you cannot do after December 7th. This is a tough one for folks. Selling cannabis that you home grow will not be legal. So I know there's a lot of people out there who are growing cannabis, planning on growing cannabis, and thinking it will be legal for you to take what you did and sell it to your neighbor, sell it to your friend. This will still be illegal under Issue 2's law. So just to be clear, it's illegal. Driving to Michigan to buy their cannabis and bringing it to Ohio like people do, it will still be illegal. Issue 2 does not legalize interstate travel with cannabis. Having more than 2.5 ounces of plant material on your person will not be legal. So if you get pulled over with a pound in your car, you're like, well, it's legal now. No, you are out of compliance, dear friend. You are out of compliance. Smoking cannabis in public places, not going to be legal. It'll be very similar to the smoking ban we have with tobacco. Driving around with your gun and cannabis is not legal and will not be legal. It's hard for people to grasp this. People keep saying, you say things, well, I'm not going to get my medical marijuana card because I got a gun. And unfortunately, what we're being told as of right now is that people who want to use cannabis will not be able to own a gun. Who's going to enforce that law? Who's going to enforce that? I can shoot now. Hey, I smell herb there, man. My records say you own a 9mm. Can I come and check you out? Who's going to make that house call? Come on now. So I think we have to wait for federal legalization to really deal with the gun stuff. I don't think that Ohio's already dropped the CCW requirement, but that doesn't clear you from the form that you have to purchase a gun. So you still have to be truthful. Don't lie on the gun form. Don't do it. Let's just stay on them about gun reform, because I support the right to bear arms. I support us having our guns. I support us having our guns and our cannabis. I can have my gun in my beer. I can have my gun in my oxycodone. So I should be able to have my gun, period. So I just want y'all to know I support gun owners and the right to bear arms. Protect yourself, because there's a lot of crazy things happening in this world, and specifically in Ohio. We got a lot of crime here. We got a lot of home invasions. We got people kicking in doors. So we should have some type of gun legislation that centers around adult use cannabis. There should be protocols, and federal needs to stop playing, because we need these things to be cleared up, because right now it's a gray area in a lot of places, and some states have made rules and some have not. So it's important for us to have these discussions. So what I would like to do before I go here is I would like to find out how many of you would be interested in participating in a virtual town hall, either over the phone or via Zoom, to again talk to legislators about concerns about issue 2, whether it's about home grow, whether it's about gun rights, whether it's about employment rights, employment protection, because those are the things that the legislators should be hearing from us about. We have no protection for housing, we have no protection for employment, and we have no protection for traffic stops. So we've got to resolve these things: guns, employment, housing, child custody, probation, all these things. What about the people who are still in jail right now for cannabis? We got to get them out. We got to get them out. What are they going to do? Is this going to be a pardon on December the 9th? December the 7th? No, it's not, because no one said anything. I'm saying it right now. There are people who are locked up right now for less than 2.5 ounces of material, and we need to get them out now. I'm for real. Let's be real here. We could all spend our time being so fixated on home grow and going to Michigan. But let's not forget, people still got records because of cannabis. And how do we get that cleared? So there has to be some type of expungement program that people can easily submit to get their record wiped, regardless of what county you live in, regardless of what city you live in, regardless of wherever you're at in Ohio. If you have a cannabis related charge on your record, you should now be able to apply to get that removed. If you are currently locked up and incarcerated, you should be able to file to get your case dismissed, get you released. And we need to figure out, how do we push this process forward in the next several months? Because if we don't, we're going to have people sitting in jail for cannabis while everybody else is out legally smoking it and possessing it. It's crazy. The Ohio way. Come on, DeWine, stop. Let's do it the Ohio way. Let's do it the Ohio right way then. How about that? Ohio way. It better be the right way. And just so y'all know, a lot of these people who are going to try to monkey around with issue 2, they not up for re-election next year. It's their last term. Or they already done said they not running. So they going to monkey around with it more than the guy who's going to be up for re-election next year. So I'm just telling you, the people who are trying to do this, whoever that is, you need to vote against them next year if they're up for re-election. And you need to pick up the phone. You need to get on the internet today. And you need to figure out who your state representative is. You need to call their office on Monday and say, I want my home grow rights to be left alone. You need to protest on my behalf as a representative. I put you in office. You need to go to this meeting on December 6th and say, no. My constituents have called me. My phone been ringing for 2-3 days straight, telling me don't touch home grow, don't touch attack, don't touch nothing. It doesn't have anything to do with housing, employment, expungement, social equity, child custody, law enforcement. I'm not cool with them giving $40 to $80 million to law enforcement. For what? We can have that money, put it back into the community to feed the hungry, for homeless shelters, for food banks, for housing assistance. Not for more police training. They already got money for that. I'm not against them getting training. They need training on how to leave somebody with cannabis alone. That's what they need to be trained on. When you smell weed, you need to keep it moving. That's what you need to be trained on, Mr. Officers. Because right now, the reality of it is, they can't stop it. They can't stop it. It's going to be legal in a couple of days. And, I got a video I'm going to release on my channel, but not on this channel on here, but on my website, of a tour I took of King City Gardens in Cincinnati. And at that tour were police, city council, and they were there to learn and understand this, because they realize in Cincinnati and everywhere else that they're going to have to learn about cannabis, not in a criminal way, not in a negative way, but in a positive way, in an educational way, in an informative way. So I look forward to sharing that video with you. I've just been working on editing the audio, but hopefully by the end of this weekend and before December 7th, that video will be on my site for you to watch. And it's about a 30-minute video, so I'm going to set the expectation is I'm not going to cut it down. So I'm going to promise you there's a lot of useful information. If you're interested in growing cannabis, you're going to want to watch this video. That's all I'm going to tell you. So before I wrap today's show up, I'd like to know, what are you going to have for dinner? I'm not sure. What's for dinner? What do we have for dinner? Chicken and green beans? I'm having, this sounds like that song. Chicken, green bean, potatoes, you name it. Yeah, you know how we gonna be on December 7th. We gonna be over here cloudy. You ain't even gonna be able to see this tree. Yeah, I told my mama mastermind, I said, here's a joke. I said, they're gonna probably say, man, how come there isn't a big weed tree in the corner back there with lights on it? It ain't December 7th yet. All right. Grandfather pasta. You don't know what you're eating yet, Lynette? You just smashed some Taco Bell. Oh, my stomach is bubbling. Oh, poor Jimmy. Oh, my goodness. So yeah, again, I just want to thank everybody for sending the super chats. Thanks, Mike. Thanks again, Bobby K. Appreciate that. I love the little doggy or the cat or whatever it is dancing there on that emoji. Some of these little graphics are just so too cool. So yeah, I will be putting in a link. I mean, not a link, but an RSVP for the midnight sesh on the website. As soon as I get the thumbnail ready for it, we'll have that up for you. And all you need to do is RSVP to get the Zoom link. If you can't find it, don't get it, can't figure out where it's at, don't worry. We'll have a button on the website that day where you just click on it like you used to do. You used to go to ohioCannabisLive.com/join now, and there'll be a button. It'll take you right to the Zoom. So we will have that. Those who have done it before, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So we will have that set up for you as well. And then, like I said, for those who haven't RSVP, make sure you RSVP for the Colton Place celebration, and also RSVP if you live in Akron for our Totally Baked celebration. I love the name, right? Doesn't it make you want to go get baked and get some pizza right now? Thanks again to everybody who's been helping me. I do appreciate it. I'd like to also thank another person who's helped me. Her name's Rebecca. She's helping me with my graphics, so I also want to thank her as well. Thanks, Rebecca, for helping with the graphics. I do appreciate you. But that's all I've got for you today. I hope that everybody watches this stream to the end and you share it. We break another streaming record. If not, I'm going to be disappointed. With that, I'm going to go ahead and sign off, and I'll see all of y'all very soon. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe button.